did not come from Andrew Wolnez. It came from my little sister before I ever met Wolnez. My little sister is one of many people telling me about predators just like Wolnez, threatening her and my niece. People with the exact same mentality as Wolnez, the exact same motivations as Wolnez. Wolnez wanted somebody he could be predatory towards, who he thought he could get away with doing it to. Just as the Dual County Sheriff's Department victimized people that they thought they could get away with doing it to. Just as that man from Colorado victimized who it is that he thought he could get away with doing it to. Now, it seems as if people who have been predatory towards me want to retaliate because they got busted being predatory towards me. It also seems to me as if the police, mental health, hospitals don't give two shits about the abuse that I'm going through. Seems to me they're just going to treat me the way that they treat all homeless males, as if we must be drug addicts or criminals. That message, it's not just somebody like Wolnez. You get to hear Wolnez screaming his shit. But you also don't pay any attention to the other victims. Do you? When I said that my little sister and my niece were threatened more than once, I meant it. While Wolnez wants to hide behind his kids as an excuse to do abhorrent things to somebody he thinks is easy to victimize, I'm speaking out about actual predators, just like him. Just like Officer Martinez. Just like Officer Lothman. Just like Officer Lolatai. You're damn right I speak up. Somebody has to. The people that I'm sent to that are supposed to help me with this don't. These supposed professionals, they don't. Andrew Wolnez decided to be predatory towards me. It was a conscious decision that he made. Now, obviously, this is the second of two videos with a screenshot from my sister about the cops and other predators threatening her and my niece. There's more than that, too. There's conversation after conversation with my little sister about predators, about the threats. And Tara isn't the only one. I've got conversations between myself and Aaron Cockerham about the threats and harassment. Also recordings with myself and Cara Rogers. And recordings between myself and Katie Cahill. Recordings between myself and Sarah Bacon and her husband Nick. conversation after conversation of people who promised to help me, and they and their families' lives were threatened by people exactly like Andrew Wolnez. Wolnez claimed I'm wanted for murder in Colorado. Well, that's a goddamn lie. Wants to accuse me of being a pedophile. Well, that's a goddamn lie. I did see another feller who I have to be wary of tonight, Chris Stafford. But Chris Stafford doesn't go out of his way to give me shit anymore. He goes the other way, and I go the other way. We don't talk to each other, and I am fine with that. He leaves me alone, I leave him alone. Fair deal. As far as the situation between him and Amanda, that shit ain't okay. The situation with him and Amanda's mom's gun, that shit ain't okay. Do I have to worry about Chris Stafford and his history of violence? Him bragging about violence? Or about how the messages from Amanda show that he was planning on doing harmful shit to me anyway? Of course I record that shit. Of course I take screenshots of the conversations. Because while you pretend that I'm some nut job who made it up, the evidence is actually on my YouTube channel. When somebody who has not done me wrong wants something to be private, I don't mind making it private, or at least unlisted, because that seems to be the option it allows. But because of safety issues, if I record offline, plus the lack of video memory to be able to do that on any of my devices, they're all full. They're all full of evidence. Does this one have any charge on it? Let's see. Yes, it does. Woohoo! And tomorrow I should be able to put a charge on them at the library. I still have to rely on other people to help me charge my devices as well, but it's only cost me like $40 this month to have other people charge up my spare batteries. And yes, I'm aware that I could buy more spare batteries for that money. But this one right here cost me $26 because I can't go to Fred Meyer's. Now my little sister, and all this time, has not accused me of doing jack shit. But Wolnez wants to pretend. And my little sister knows that if her and my niece are afraid enough, they can pretend that I'm some sort of sicko, pervert, nasty person. And I will plead guilty for their safety. But my sister doesn't want to lie. She's certainly not going to ask my niece to lie. Obviously, their lives have been threatened more than once. She's had to move because of it more than once. It's not just my little sister who's been threatened by nut jobs like Wolnez. I'm not the only person who has been targeted in real life by people like Wolnez. I say like Wolnez because obviously the guy who's fucking with my sister from Colorado, obviously that's not Wolnez. It's somebody who thinks like Wolnez, thinks it's okay to harm innocent people. Now, my sister isn't perfect. I'm not saying that she is without sin. None of us are without sin. But I am saying that my sister doesn't deserve to be targeted for things that never happened. See, here's how it works when you're a dude. When you're a woman, you can pretend that somebody might harm you, and everybody is expected to drop what they're doing right fucking now and help you. When you're a guy, you're told you brought it on yourself. You chose it. It's your fault it happened because you spoke up about it. No matter what it is. Oh, you were assaulted? Well, it's your fault that you were assaulted because you spoke up about being assaulted. Oh, Wolnez threatened your life last Thursday? Well, you deserve to have your life threatened by Wolnez because last Friday, you made a video about it. Am I the one trying to walk by Wolnez every single day, throwing rocks and screaming bullshit? No, that's Wolnez grasping at straws. Obviously, my sister is not so incredibly afraid of these predators that she's willing to pretend I'm a monster. Wolnez wants to do that. When me and my sister spoke about that, I'm like, man, Tara, these people are fucked up. They're trying to pretend like I molested you. She's like, well, just tell them to fuck off. Right? Now, did I yell at Wolnez to fuck off while he was screaming that? No, I recorded it. I maintained my calm. And of course, I come here to my YouTube channel to speak up about it. Yes, I have mental breakdowns over the way they treat me. It's not just Wolnez. I suppose now that I got a little bit of a charge on my phone, we can listen to some of the shit that Wolnez wants to shout out. What a swell feller. He wants to do harmful things and slander my name, and then bitch that his face is up on my YouTube channel. Well, guess what? Alicia Bollinger's face is up on my YouTube channel too. Don't play fucking victim. If you've actually been victimized, I'm on your fucking side. But the moment you start playing victim, I'm out. As soon as you start playing stupid, I'm out. As soon as somebody starts playing stupid, the next thing you can expect out of them, if you don't get the hint, is for them to play victim. So you don't wait till they play victim to leave. Leave well before that. Leave the moment they start playing stupid. How many of these supposed professionals pretended like they didn't know the law or wanted to outright lie to me about the law? Quite a few of them. Andrew Wolnez is the one that's the primary predator right now. Let's see, what day is this video from? Is this the one from yesterday or today? This is the one from yesterday. This is with Andrew Wolnez. And somebody who has at least some jurisdiction. Alright, so this is the one where I compiled some of the stuff yesterday to turn in. So the one that I'm looking for now, there's actually quite a few with my sister too, just so you know. Let's see, this one's called Predator Andrew Wolnez of Tillamook, comma, my sister Tara, comma, my niece, comma, and protection for the innocent. Let me see. Is this the one? Is using my sister predatorily. I'm allowed to speak my piece because I was there. The moment those people at the hospital realized that he's one of the officers that I was trying to turn in. So this is one of the situations. He should have left the hospital legally. Should have left the hospital today. There's Andrew Wolnez again, throwing stuff at my vehicle. Yep, we can hear Wolnez. Time for me to go inside and let him know that he's throwing stuff at my vehicle. There he is. So, what do? Keeps throwing shit at my vehicle. Looks like it's a ladder he threw. Yep, let's back that up again so that we can hear it all. Hospital legally should have left the hospital. There's him hitting my vehicle. There's Andrew Wolnez again, throwing stuff at my vehicle. Yep, we can hear Wolnez. Time for me to go inside and let him know that he's throwing stuff at my vehicle. Fast forward it to 41:39. It's only a minute or so further. Sorry about the wait here. We'll see what time it is when I finally start getting to talk to somebody. Like those 43 minutes or so. Oh my God.
Fuck you, lying piece of shit. Shut the fucking mouth.
Wolnez again.
You shut your fucking mouth. Leave the baby, bitch. I leave your 4-year-old sister. You're a kid, right? Talk shit. That's all you do. Talk shit. I'm gonna break that car. I promise.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to focus on this phone.
Sorry about that.
This
like I said, the whole side of my vehicle kicked in from that dude.
That dude needs his face kicked in.
You're not the first person to say that. Your mom said exactly the same thing.
Oh, yeah. My mom said exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
I think me and my mom just need to jump on one good time.
I hope not. I really hope this can be dealt with peacefully, but the cops ain't being any help at all. They're telling people that I brought it on myself. Well, you know what? If he wasn't doing this stuff, he wouldn't be recorded doing this stuff.
Exactly. You've done nothing but stand here and mind your own business.
I gotta... I gotta message a couple of people and let them know he's still doing that. He was kicked out of the store yesterday for yelling at Candy. Yeah.
Now, this is after the situation yesterday here. We got that recorded too.
Just come into the building to harass me and accuse me of having sex with a 4-year-old.
Why did you have sex with a 4-year-old?
I didn't.
Who said that?
Wolnez came in the other entrance. I came in, I sat down on the thing, I turned off the video that I was recording. He stopped by the door, saw me in there, stepped in, and me having sex with a 4-year-old.
I guess he's just trying to deflect his own problems.
You know, the problem is he keeps doing this stuff, and it's not just him that does this. I mean, he goes saying that stuff, and people harm me because they heard it. It doesn't matter if it's true to anybody. They just want somebody to hurt, and if he says it to the wrong person, somebody's just looking for an excuse to harm somebody. I got to deal with it again. It's bad enough that I have to deal with him and all the racist young people and this stuff. I leave him alone in person, and I go completely around him. If I had help filling out the paperwork to take him to court, we could have stopped this months ago, but people don't quite understand what that means. Actually filling out the paperwork and turning it in together. His neighbors can help you with that, but he hasn't been able to make the time because he's got a bunch of his family stuff going on and a bunch of the holiday stuff going on. You know, it doesn't make anybody a bad person if they're not able to make the time, but they're still taking this abuse every day.
We get to hear Wolnez come in about this point.
Sorry.
Yeah. What am I supposed to do? I do come into the safe way, but even in here, making sure that he comes in while I'm in here, make sure he walks as close as possible.
Stand over here. We won't let him do anything.
Yes, ma'am.
I guarantee you, Dylan. There he is right there.
I'm tired
And
of
if
it.
he throws a fit here, he'll get escorted out.
Yes, ma'am.
You need to get out of the store.
You need to leave.
You need to get out of the store.
This guy needs to go.
You need to get out of the store.
I don't need to do anything.
Yes, you do.
I don't.
This guy's just looking for excuses.
Yes, ma'am.
She said she's calling the police. And of course today, one of the ladies here at Safeway said that if it happens again today, that she'll call the police. And they did call the police yesterday. And Martinez told them I brought it on myself. That's what they say when it's a male victim, especially when he's homeless. They call me mentally ill, and they keep all of the evidence out of court. They make it their word versus mine, and the only way to stop that is for people who are witnesses to these situations to come forward. And for me to be allowed to show this evidence, and it sucks having to post it on YouTube, live for everyone to see. But there's also multiple situations with police officers on my channel where I did record it, but I didn't record it live. And as a result, they were allowed to harm me repeatedly by abusing their position of power and slandering my name. Just as the officers here do, just as the officer in Warrenton did, just as Scott DaCosta did. They're able to keep the evidence out of court by calling me mentally ill and making it their word versus mine. By public pretenders refusing to look at any evidence or to speak to any witnesses or to do anything at all to defend their client. My public pretenders have guaranteed that I will be abused repeatedly. Now, when you go out of your way to take a situation out of context, like my public pretender did, like the police here did, when you go out of your way to take something out of context, and then you tell the victim that they're not allowed to show the real context, or the actual situation that has been happening and has been ongoing for 14 months. Meanwhile, this Wolnez feller, just like many other predators looking for an excuse to harm somebody, he'll make any excuse, literally any excuse. Now, why is it that I have literally never been charged with a hate crime? Literally never been charged with a sex crime? Literally never been charged with murder? Why is that? Why is it that I've never even been charged with a crime against a child? Meanwhile, Wolnez wants to fuck with my family. That's exactly what he chose to do. He chose to victimize me. When he realized that he was wrong, he started digging for excuses. Unfortunately, all he found are excuses. I've had a lot of trolls who want to get on and pretend I'm some sort of sick, nasty pervert, making any excuse. I've got hundreds and hundreds of screenshots from trolls. Sorry, thousands of screenshots from trolls. Not fairy tale trolls, but people who get onto the internet just because their lives suck so bad, they got to find somebody to treat like shit. Andrew Wolnez is not the first predator that I've had to deal with. Andrew Wolnez is not the first predator my sister has had to deal with. And although my sister has been told that she has my full permission to pretend I'm some sort of pervert if people threaten her and my niece again, you notice on the front of these screenshots, you notice that my sister and my niece have, in fact and indeed, been threatened again, more than once. And my sister still is not willing to pretend like I'm some sort of a pervert. That's just Wolnez looking for excuses. Just like he was just digging for excuses when he wanted to pretend that I was wanted for murder in Colorado. Now we've also got verification that it's officers who are running around telling people these things. Just like it was officers that I tried to turn in that ran around Chapel, Nebraska, telling me that they're going to run me out of town and telling people that I was schizophrenic. Well, even if I was schizophrenic, it's still against the HEPA laws for them to say it. The fact that I'm not schizophrenic says a lot more.
How much would it be for two each? How much would it be?
Later on in the video.
Yeah, that's way for one.
See, now obviously I don't record every single time I go into Safeway. Most of the time there's no need. If there's a safety issue, that is when I record. And I let people know that. I record when there is a very real safety issue. And I break the law only when lives are at stake. And only when it is the last option. Only when I have tried everything else. Obviously, this crap is a figment of Wolnez's imagination. And as long as his delusional mind believes that it's okay to harm me, I have to continue to take the assaults. I have to continue to take the abuse. He's broken my property, including my phone and my vehicle, and he has assaulted me repeatedly. He's thrown rocks at my vehicle, screamed anti-LGBT things at me. Yeah, he thinks I'm a homosexual, and he thinks it's okay to harm people who are homosexuals, apparently. In the very first interaction between him and I, he wanted to accuse me of being a pedophile. Wanted to accuse me of messing with kids. Wanted to accuse me of doing drugs. He didn't like being accused of doing drugs, did he? Of course he didn't. He thought that was okay for him to assault me because of that. Now, he didn't do a very good job of assaulting me, but he assaulted me again in the very same video. You're damn right I speak up. I'm glad my little sister is not in town, here in Tillamook. Because if Wolnez went over to her house and fucked with her, he wouldn't live long. That's not a threat from me. That's me saying my sister might shoot him. That's a very real possibility. My sister is petrified of these predators. And she's voiced that more than once. Let's see if this one has, maybe right here.
Okay, I have multiple recordings of my sister. One of the things I'm afraid of, and the conversation with Marcia Estrada shows this, the courts often make mistakes. Or they'll send the stuff out too late, or they will write down the wrong date, and then you get into trouble because you didn't show up to court when, well, like, for example, court in Dua County, Nebraska is usually on Thursdays for the civil court. However, my court is on Friday the 4th.
Yeah, they made some real special report crap. Oh, that's not it. The hell did I just hit?
The merciless.
We'll try that again, and I do apologize. I'm having to do this with phones, and it's not working too good. Is this the same one, or did I click the other one? It's another one.
Nope. Hey, is this Tara?
Yeah, I was just getting ready to go to sleep. What's up?
I missed your phone call by about 20 minutes. I was taking a shower.
Ah, that's cool. I'd rather you not answer on your own bathroom. So,
Right.
looks like I'm cool with that.
Right. How's Destiny?
Doing good? Just get big.
Well, I need to get some questions answered by Mom. I'm going to try to build a civil case against state of Colorado and the Bollinger family.
Well, I'll pass the message along. Do you want me to give her your number? She can call you whenever.
My mom's dead now, by the way, so ain't no chance of that.
Whatever.
Yeah, I need her to, even if she just communicates it to you, I need to know when it was that Detective Peterson told her that I didn't kill Natalie.
Okay.
She told me it was
I'll
just
try
a
and
couple
remember
of
that.
days after.
'Cause she's not talking to me right now.
Yeah. Well, she said it was just a couple of days after Natalie disappeared. They told her that because she had called him, and my dad told me that she called him and told him the same thing, but neither one of them talked to me.
Okay, I will see what I can do, but Mom's pissed with me right now. Well, not pissed. She's just not agreeing to me moving to where I'm moving to.
Well, I'm glad you're moving. I hope you're moving out of Chapel.
Yeah, I'm going to Potter.
Oh. Well, at least you know people in Potter.
How can you pass up a free house, dude?
You're getting a free house? You lucky dog.
Alright, so that was the deal for her moving in there. Her and my niece were going to move into a house in Potter. And in exchange for my little sister basically being the caretaker of this sick old pervert who's Amanda's dad, Destiny is going to get to have the house when she turns 18. Well, we're also going to get to hear, there's recordings later on with her, that lady, Amanda, and the fucked up shit that she was doing, trying to put my sister's life at risk, intentionally. Because she didn't get what she wanted from my sister. It's fucked up.
Yeah, and my mom doesn't understand that well. I'm not getting the house. Destiny is getting the house when she hits 18 or not.
Obviously. Anyway, the situation ended up being a lot more fucked up than that. I didn't find out later the guy that she was caring for was a sex offender. But that's where my sister had to go. She had to go somewhere sort of safe compared to where she was, you know? Chapel, Nebraska was not safe. Acknowledge that. Many others acknowledge that.
19, depending on what the state of Nebraska is. Own a house.
Well, that's definitely cool. Plus, it might be a better school. I don't know.
I've been wanting to get her out of Chapel for a while now. So it's kind of a answer to prayer multiple ways for me, an answer to prayer for Amber. So, yeah.
So is Mom still living in Iowa?
Yeah.
Good. I can't actually go to Nebraska.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they went out of their way to do everything they could to cover up the crooked cops in that town. Everybody's pissed off at them as far as I know. Well, not everybody. I guess there's quite a few people in that town that hate me now. I'm pretty used to it. But yeah, I needed to get whatever information Mom had about that, and then anything she can remember about me being in Centennial Peak.
Now that was in 2019 that me and my sister had that conversation. And this conversation with my sister was recorded.
With my sister.
Well, it was posted on February 22nd, or February 2nd, 2020.
Shows this. The courts often make mistakes.
We'll fast forward to when I'm talking about.
I can't say if it's happening or not. But the best way to protect you on that is to get you the stuff that you need, and I'm trying to do that. But that's the thing, Tara, is that you guys aren't going through 1/100 what I am. Right. And
obviously maybe stuff that obviously should have been taken seriously, and my family, instead of brushing it off like it's not a major issue, it is a major issue.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, no one mentioned to us, just because I want to make sure that from the recordings I've gone through,
Now, in this, let me pause it here. This one, I'm actually in McCook, Nebraska, where one of the witnesses to the situation with Natalie about Mandy Singer's missing son. And of course, Natalie's mom wanted to get on and pretend that it was about Natalie. Well, it wasn't. It was about another missing person. I made 3 missing persons posts in one day about 3 different missing persons. The first one was about Mandy Singer's son, Ryan. The second one was about Shauna Sinclair's daughter. The third one was about Natalie Bollinger. Meanwhile, Natalie's actual predators were allowed to do whatever they wanted, over and over again. Now, in this conversation here that was posted February 22nd, you can listen to the whole conversation. It's the day that we tried to turn in Dual County Sheriff Scott DaCosta. Tried to turn in the paperwork so I could actually have my court date against Leslie Snell. You even get to hear Joan Hansen in it, trying to pretend like she did the right thing, like she did her job, but also playing stupid when it come to turning in Scott DaCosta. Playing stupid when it come to getting a different venue because I could not get an honest court date in Chapel, Nebraska. Dual County Police Department had known, Dual County Sheriff's Department had known I was trying to turn them in since 2018. Obviously, they weren't going to do a goddamn thing to help me when I was assaulted or when my life was threatened. Just like the cops here are not going to do their job when I'm assaulted and when I'm threatened. In order to turn in abuse that I'm enduring, either someone is there with me to help me to turn it in, or the cops play stupid. When other people try to help, the cops do everything that they can to deter those people from doing what is legally required to stop this abuse, including lying to them or intentionally omitting information. And this is why it's important to record it. Now with Wolnez, he had to do some pretty stupid shit, some pretty illegal shit, in order to get recorded. And he's kept this stuff up for 3 months. My sister wanted to tell me that people were threatening to kill her and my sister. This recording here where Tara's talking about no more mentions of her or Destiny. Well, here's the thing. If you're going to threaten to harm my friends and family, I'm going to speak up. If the police will not listen and you will not go to the police with me, I will speak up publicly. Now, it was right after this situation here with my sister that she let me know about the cops following her and that guy from Colorado threatening her and threatening my niece's life. Obviously, I'm not playing the whole recording for you. You can listen to it yourself if you care enough to do so. Here's Nick and Sarah Bacon.
And my little sister and many other people.
September 11th, 2023.
Well, the link going in the link description is with Sarah Bacon. And we've got a lot of information from her about
So we'll click on that link. This is the actual telephone call with Sarah Bacon. The video is called Sarah Bacon.
Hello? Hello?
It's from 1 year ago.
I'm so. I've never meant to fail you. And I have. And whatever my words say, they don't mean a goddamn thing, but unfortunately my voice was taken away, and I'm just so sorry, Sean. I never meant to fail you.
Now in this video, this is one of at least 5 recordings with Sarah Bacon where she talks about her life being threatened, her husband's life being threatened, her kids' lives being threatened, actually threatened. Not people pretending like me making a video about how violence is wrong is somehow me promoting violence against them. I speak up often about what people believe that I should be doing. A lot of people suggest that I should be kicking Wolnez in the face. A lot of people wanted to suggest that I should have shot police officers. These are their suggestions, the things they believe that I should do, the things they tell me that I should do, or the things that they say that they would do if it happened to them. And it happens to many people out here on the streets, not just me. You see how difficult it is to get people to understand what this abuse is really like. A lot of people who want to talk about being, stalked. Because they saw the same person in 2 places in a small town in the same day. It means they must be being stalked. Meanwhile, I've got literally dozens of recordings with Andrew Wolnez pulling the same shit over and over and over again. Like it's okay. What happens if I do the same things that he's doing? What would happen to me if I went to his place and kicked in his door repeatedly? What would happen to me in that scenario? What would happen to me? What would happen to me if I punched Andrew Wolnez the way he punched me? What would happen? What would happen if I broke his phone the way he broke mine? What would happen? What would happen if I followed him around, screaming and shouting at him over and over for literally months on end? What would happen to me? Now take a look at what happens to me when he does those things to me. All the cops are going to do is make excuses. What did the cops tell these people who were witnesses to these situations? That I brought it on myself. That's right. Apparently, if you're a homeless and disabled male, you chose to be abused because you spoke up about abuse. Apply that to your daughters. Imagine if your daughter was being abused. No matter what kind of abuse that is. Is it only wrong if it's done to your daughter? Is it only wrong if it's a girl? Now we got a guy on here who is typing in my comment section and retracting his messages. We know what these guys are. They're trolls. And we know how to get rid of them. We click hide user on this channel. And blam, he disappears. But it doesn't work that way in real life. With predators in real life. Obviously, I'm not going to play the entire video with Sarah Bacon. But this is one of many.
I let hundreds of people on who said that they were going to speak up, and
No, Sean, I did. I swear to fucking Christ. And I'm not a religious person. I don't.
Obviously, I was having problems even speaking on that day. That's how scared I was of the situation. With Scott DaCosta intimidating my sister, what option did I have? Why was I in McCook, Nebraska instead of Chapel, Nebraska? Because Sheriff Scott DaCosta showed outright that he could reach out and touch somebody whenever he wants. Any time that he wanted, he could harass my sister. Anytime he wanted, he could call another jurisdiction and have other officers fuck with her. The same as he had been doing with me. My little sister's got every reason to be afraid of these people. Because they're not just on the internet. The police and all these other agencies that I've been sent to, there's the stuff that legally they have to do something about. And when I tell them those things are happening, they want to ignore that stuff and focus just on stuff that they're not legally required to do something about. However, in this situation, since they are not separate instances, well, those things are relevant. Those things do matter. The people whose lives were at risk when I had mental breakdowns. The witnesses whose lives were threatened and their children's lives were threatened. And I'm supposed to have no reaction because I have a penis. But these people are allowed to have reactions. Why is that? Why is it that I'm not allowed to be angry about people threatening to kill me and my friends and family? Why is it that I'm not allowed? Why is it that police officers have done everything that they can to try to deter people from turning this in? Why is it that police officers lie to people across multiple jurisdictions, making false claims as an excuse, knowing that those false claims affect people's decisions? It's a good thing I recorded officers and witnesses. It's unfortunate that it was necessary. Now there's more conversations here. I'm just showing you where to find them. Now let's see. We will go to Erin Cockerham. She's another one of those people that wanted to tell me about her friends and family being threatened and all that kind of shit. Now, a lot of these people did messed up things, and I spoke up. This one here is called Aaron Cockerham, Evidence of Threats.
The screenshot on the front of this is after Chris Kurth came out with Dan to threaten my life at Sandy Fromm's. There's a video of Sandy Fromm for, I don't know, I want to say I wasn't able to get a hold of her until a couple of weeks.
Alright, is this it? Oh, this is Marcia Estrada admitting that I'm not schizophrenic. That's not the one we're looking for, although I don't mind you guys looking at that one, obviously. This one's called Call to Aaron Cockerham. It's from 4 years ago. Turn this around.
Hello, is this Aaron?
Hello?
Hello, this is Sean.
Hi, your phone's going, sounds weird.
Yeah, I'm in my vehicle.
Well, that's enough at least to prove Aaron Cockerham exists, and you can look up the video and watch it yourself. Let's see, there's also Carl Rogers.
From my little sister. Got a man from Colorado.
Here it is, I think.
There's a number in one of my Facebook groups on the screenshot. It might be Carl Miles. It might be Adam Klein. I don't know. Seems like it could be either one. I'm going to call it and find out which one it is.
This is Carl
It's
Rogers.
called work. It's called legwork.
Phone call
There's
with,
also
it's
something
all
wrong with
typed
the
as one word.
Whatever.
Karamia is what she went by on Facebook and YouTube. And in the video, she talks about her friends and family being threatened. This is from April 5th of 2019. I believe at that point in time I want to say I was in Cheyenne, Wyoming, maybe.
Hello?
Hello, this is Sean Schwartz.
Hi?
Is this Kara?
Yeah, it is. How are you?
Pretty shitty.
Are you?
Yeah, I had a lot of problems with people being dishonest, people hating me because I was friends with other people who had evidence, and it's just been one giant pain in the ass after another.
And she sounds kind of bored at the beginning there, don't she? There's that call with Karamia where she talks about her family being threatened. There's also the screenshots with her talking about her people sending her pictures of her son with a noose around his neck. She did a lot of really messed up stuff too, though. She was working together with two of Natalie's ex-stepmothers to fuck around with me. Matter of fact, she's the one that got me in contact with them. She got me in contact with one of the ex-stepmoms, Danica Lachelle Garner. She wanted to get in contact with me. This is after Natalie disappeared, but before they found her killer. And then Danica Garner got me in contact with Rochelle Shelley Campbell, the other ex-stepmother, and those women, and Cara Rogers, and a woman calling herself Kara Johnson Miles, who pretended to be an autism advocate. All three fucked with me and gaslighted me on the internet. But I was able to record the conversations with them that showed I told the truth. A lot of folks are pissed off that I tell the truth. They're pissed off that when they did fucked up shit, they got busted. I can understand that. No, I really can't. I admit all of my fuck ups. I admit all of my sins. Not only that, I do it loud and proud on YouTube and Facebook. Now, when it comes to actual predators like Andrew Wolnez will look for any excuse that justifies his maltreatment, right? It's okay for him to treat me as less than human because him have excuse. It's okay for Officer Martinez to refuse to do his job and treat me like I'm subhuman because him make excuse, huh? Well, homie, don't play that. There's enough on here for you guys to look it up if you actually care. And you'll get to hear me and the people that I was conversing with, and all of the things that we talked about because they're unedited. It's the entire conversation. When my predators want to take one little bit in piece out of context and pretend that I'm a predator because I spoke up about how wrong it is for people to harm me, and they want to pretend that me speaking about how wrong it is the same thing as me doing those things myself. Well, we got a lot of learning to do, don't we? Not really. Those people knew exactly what they were doing. The people who were doing wrong shit, it's pretty easy to tell in the recordings that they were doing wrong shit. When they knew they'd been busted, what do? Play victim. Oh, poor me. I got busted doing wrong shit to Sean Schwartz. I better play victim. Just like Wolnez. Just like Sheriff Scott DaCosta and his deputies. Just like his employee, Leslie Snell, and her husband. When they got busted, they had positions of power that allowed them to harm me by abusing those positions of power. Systemic abuse and abuse of power have no statute of limitations. Cops will not investigate crimes against me, especially after they've committed crimes against me. They will do everything that they can to gaslight me and deter others from speaking up, like Officer Martinez did yesterday, claiming that I brought it on myself. How did I bring it on myself? By speaking up? By recording the abuse? What happens if I don't record the abuse? The officers pretend it didn't happen. What happens if I do record the abuse? They still refuse to look at it or investigate it. And they tell me that I deserved it because I recorded it. No matter what I do, the police say that it's wrong. Meanwhile, there are officers who are sitting in prison for less. What happens when you allow a predator like Andrew Wolnez to harm an at-risk adult? They do it again and again and again and again. They get a big head about it. The more they get away with it, the more they think it's okay. And Andrew Wolnez is not the only proof of that. There's also James Murphy, who is proof of that. Officer Waylon Lolatai, who is proof of that. Assistant Warden Sarah Nelson Torciello is proof of that. Sheriff Michelle Quinn of Garden County is proof of that. Former Dual County Clerk Polly Olson is proof of that. Clearview Behavioral Health and the life of Tibor Hatay are proof of that. You want to go running around assaulting people and accusing people of things they didn't do. You want to pretend like somebody protecting themselves from predators is somehow a predatory action. Well, you're wrong. I've done the right thing every step of the way. That includes the things that I've had to do in desperation. That includes when I had to break the law. I won't break the law unless you force me to do so. If I have to break the law to protect children, I will. If I have to literally break the law because people's lives are in immediate danger, I'm not going to see it as breaking the law. I'm going to see it as saving a life 100% of the time. Also, it ought to be pretty obvious by now that fucking with my family is the wrong goddamn thing to do. So you think that being assaulted a time or two is the worst that'll happen. But then you are mortified when the crimes that you committed against me are live on YouTube for the whole world to see. I did not bring on Andrew Wolnez. I did not bring on Molly. I did not bring on James Murphy. What I did was defend myself against slander. In all these places, police officers knowingly, willingly, and intentionally slandered my name to others because they didn't want to do their jobs for a homeless man. Chapel, Nebraska, Boulder, Colorado, Broomfield, Colorado, Chapel, Nebraska, Tillamook, Oregon. It don't matter. It's all the same thing. When you're a homeless, disabled man, everyone's pissed off that you would ever go to them. How dare a homeless, disabled man go to the police when he's harmed? How dare a homeless, disabled man go to the hospital? How dare he? So what do? You treat us like junkies, bill the taxpayers for it, and throw us right out onto the street again. You goddamn right I speak up about predators like Andrew Wolnez. The tough part for all this is producing a victim. No, it ain't. The people who told me that their friends and family were threatened, I recorded those things. Not just with these people, but also with Dallas Richmond and many of the people in his family. I do not choose for Andrew Wolnez to be a predator. JB 1987 Osorio typed, "Why is Wolnez saying that about you, sister? Is he just making that up, or did he hear it somewhere?" He's making it up. As always, lots of people who've chosen to be predatory towards me have made all sorts of audacious claims. Now, my little sister, she's not a pedophile. She's not a rapist. She's also not accusing me of being a pedophile or a rapist. And I told my sister outright, "Tara, if people are threatening to kill you in Destiny, I need you to pretend that I'm a pedophile or a rapist. Because they're going to keep doing this. Every time that one of my predators dies, they're going to do this again and again and again, not just to me, but also to you and to Destiny, which they have repeatedly done since then as well." I told her, "Tara, if they're threatening to kill you in Destiny, every time one of my predators ends up dead, if I'm locked up, they know I didn't kill those people, and maybe they'll stop threatening you in Destiny." And my little sister, after that, her and Destiny were threatened again. Matter of fact, it was that very same day. It was right after that phone call. My little sister went with me to talk to Joan Hansen. See, here's the thing. My little sister doesn't want to go accusing me of shit I didn't do. Not even to protect my niece. But y'all have no idea what it's like being targeted by this many people. Being targeted this often. Being assaulted this often. Having my things broken this often. Sounds like Wolnez is outside screaming. I better go back into the Safeway. There's Wolnez.
Of privacy guidelines. I'm gonna get that channel shut down. You can video me all you want. As a matter of fact, video as much as you can, because that's all you're gonna get. Keep it up.
He's coming onto the property again.
No. You've harassed me.
And see, he's coming here specifically to harass me.
You've harassed me.
Now, what are we supposed to do in this situation?
And you can't take it.
We're supposed to go inside of the Safeway. Rihanna said to go in there if he does this again, so I'm following actual instructions and letting her know that he's doing it again. wants to know why he's recorded. Well, if he wasn't still doing this, he wouldn't still be recorded doing this.
You're an antagonist piece of shit. That's all you are. That's all you'll ever be. That's why you're in a parking lot in your piece of shit car. And you've been kicked out of 2 states. This is the 3rd you're going to be kicked out of. Because you're a piece of shit. Flat out, you're a piece of shit. You can't convince anybody otherwise.
So, we're going to go inside. We're going to let those folks know what's going on.
He's talking to your friends on YouTube. That's your only friend, YouTube.
Y'all seeing this? So what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to go turn his ass in. Now y'all understand, he does this sometimes 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Take my name off your shit and stop talking about me. Over and over and over again.
What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to go tell on him.
Until you stop.
See, he keeps coming on the property.
Harass me.
See, he's coming here to harass me. He's not even allowed on the property, but here he is on the property.
You know what that means? You harass me. See, he's fucking talking to his best friends on there. He has none. He doesn't have any friends because he's an idiot. Uneducated idiot. Trying to call out people that he's a fucking abuser. Rapist little bitch.
All right. Well, I'm recording. Wolnez was just outside on the property streaming that stuff again. I don't know what he threw. I just heard a little clink, but I didn't see anything get thrown. He did come onto the property repeatedly.
He's outside screaming around?
Yeah, he was on his bike screaming at me. I got it recorded. He doesn't. Like, everybody and their mother is threatened to go beat him up, and I tell everybody and their mother I don't want violence. And Wolnez keeps coming up and being violent with me, and everybody says, hey, Sean, you should have the right to defend yourself. Well, obviously I don't. You know, the cops telling Candy yesterday that I brought it on myself. Like, if he wasn't doing this stuff, I wouldn't record it. Well, I speak up on my YouTube channel, but I go out to my car to do that. You know, if I'm recording in here, it's because there's a safety issue in here, or there was just a safety issue outside. It's not like I just walk around recording everybody to be an a-hole. I gotta type the Candy again. He was on his bike and he went that way. Yeah. Oh, there's my vehicle there. He's throwing stuff at it.
Sean, are you by chance using this?
Oh, no. I didn't. I always park it.
I don't see anybody now, though.
No. Thank you. Stalker issues again.
What?
I said stalker issues again. He came back. Yeah. At least he's not calling me the N-word again.
Yeah, that's a little bit.
A little bit. That's all right. I'm going to buy a coffee and use that as an excuse to hang out here for.
Yeah, so the hunting should be open to your hands, I think.
Oh, you mean Cynthia's bun warmer? Oh, I don't have much time, do I? I'll have to chug it in 14 minutes. You know what? I'm just gonna leave it be, and I'm gonna let you clean up because you only got like 16 minutes till you're closed, and it'll help if I'm not a pain in the butt. Right? I still ain't found King Koopa yet. Miss Jamie? That long of a day? On the bright side, you've got that cute, shiny caribou hat. Well, you're also not wearing an ugly sweater. So there's two good things. Although I probably shouldn't try looking at the bright side. I'm having issues with crazy people. I guess it helps that I'm crazy myself. Oh my God, strawberry, Yes, ma'am. I'm also following instructions. Wolnez came on the property to yell at me and threaten me some more and scream more stuff at me. So
He's been around since?
yeah, he's been here twice today doing that. Brianna told me if he does it again today to come in and let her know and she'll call it in, but she left already. I did come in and let Rainbow know, and she let Miguel know. Because he was just out there like 5 minutes ago. Everybody's mad when they get busted and recorded doing something mean. Nobody wants to get in trouble for doing stuff they actually did, and they're even more pissed off when you're recording. But also, like, I don't go recording every time I come into the Safeway. Most of the time there's no reason to, because nobody in here is predatory towards me.
It's your safe spot.
It is my safe spot, and that's really sad, because you guys basically adopted me and you're not supposed to. I shouldn't say it that way.
We could unadopt you. Do you want to adopt?
Oh, please no. I like being pampered, although I can't really consider it being pampered, but the fact that I'm a homeless person who's treated like a human being by people here at Safeway, that is pampering, because, well, I guess most of those other homeless people have abused their privileges in front of me, so it makes sense why they're treated the way they are. And it's not like you guys beat them up.
Even after I catch them stealing, I still respect them, because they're still people. There are reasons why they do it.
You're still nice to Stormy, even though she's not allowed in here.
Yeah, I told you, like, 99% of the time, I'm nice to all the ones that have 86. If they're nice to me, I'm nice to them. You know, sometimes they do it because they can't afford it. So I haven't seen it on the shelf in a little bit. So I don't know when we're gonna get it in. I know the deli, yes, in the middle. The deli has some other Mexican cheese. It's in a container in their cheese island. It'll be on this side. It's gonna be like orange yellow. I'm gonna show you.
Be safe, by the way.
No, we usually do it. I haven't seen it in a while.
Oh, it's got to show I was typing. I'm surprised this thing didn't die on me. Like, wow, what time? You're not even engaging with him. That's what's so sad. That he can't even realize. Sean was spitting so hard it brought him out of the dark. You'd be surprised how many times I've had to speak at the devil situation. I was speaking about how nice it was that those youngins weren't screaming the N-word at me or being racist or bullying me. And like right after I said that, you get to hear 3 girls screaming the N-word at me, followed by them pulling out a bullhorn and saying, "We're not saying anything racist." And then there's the situation where I was talking about how the youngins kept coming by and screaming anti-LGBT stuff at me. And then they drove by and screamed that out the window. And while I was making a recording of how many times that happened, he pulled up and did it again and pulled over and engaged in trying to threaten me and intimidate me along with his friend in leaving town.
And after we had that, we had to go pick up the husbands.
Well, I guess I have everything. Just
trying to eat up time now. The longer I'm in here, the more likely it is that Wolnez is going to leave and stay gone for a while. Obviously, with cops running around telling people that I'm wanted for murder, crap like that, obviously they're not going to do anything to stop me. Then telling people that I brought it on myself. Well, why did I bring it on myself? Recording it is bringing it on myself. Well, if I don't record it, they pretend it didn't happen. It's my predator's word versus mine. If I do record it, then it's my fault that they committed the crime against me because I recorded them committing the crime against me. Ludicrous. You guys don't use your brains, and here I am trying to run stuff over. I have to fix that. That hurts my back. I do follow instructions by coming inside when this happens. That's what the store manager told me to do, as well as several of the other department managers.
You were over here the last time I checked.
Well, you're a lot more of a human than that machine over there, and it doesn't laugh at my stupid jokes or anything.
178.
Oh yeah, I have to go press magic numbers.
Yes, you can. $1.
Oh my god, that's too much.
I know I'm going to the airport in the morning, so this is last week of the night, right?
Thanks, man. I bought them receipts.
I trust you. You can stay with me.
I trust me too, as long as I have all the right information. Wanted to make sure I knew which side I grabbed this thing from. Apparently I'm going the wrong way. Miguel's the poor fella who had to go pick up the pumpkins when they were throwing them at me.
Did he?
Yep. He didn't complain or nothing. He came over and picked them up. He was a gentleman the whole time.
Nice.
Yeah. I should complain about it. No, thank you all for being good to me.
Yeah. Where are you going next?
Well, yeah, but I got this from that side, and this side is full already. Yes, ma'am. I usually use an actual stick when I say that.
Sign me up. He just took our money, man.
That's all
Can I
right.
borrow your king to whack him? That's all yours.
Yeah.
Take it. It's all yours.
Take it.
It's yours.
People that don't
That's for
take it.
people who don't want their change.
Take it.
All right, fine. As long as I don't get in trouble.
You won't.
You won't.
Oh my God. Can I give you a dime for a bag?
No, you can just have it back.
Could you do me a huge giant favor next time you see Candy?
Yeah.
Let her know about the stuff today.
You're welcome. I have her number, so whenever tomorrow morning I can let her know. Here's the van.
Thanks, man. I did record it. It's just a
I'll
lot
have to
easier
be
if
calling my
somebody.
parents about it.
Thanks, man. If he's not predatory, I don't record him being predatory. All right, be safe. I can't go out this door. They gotta block it off.
Oh, well, you have a good one. Be safe.
Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna take my time getting out to my car. Too.
That's to it, huh?
Yep. Every moment inside is the moment I'm not getting messed with.
That's true.
That's all right. I do kind of like my solitude in my vehicle because I don't feel like I'm loitering.
Right.
And I'm not getting in anyone's way, and I'm not running anyone with Super Mario Kart.
That's true. I'm sorry.
Sadly, I have the bladder of a 5-year-old, and you have the nearest bathroom that's open.
Right.
I mean, you're welcome for all the time I come in to spend with you guys.
Right. We don't care. We're all good.
Looks like somebody's Christmas. I'm having connection issues. Scott Shaw type. You know, Sean, I feel this is maybe, hopefully, at least a turning point in all this. So it's nice to see the community starting to really have your back behind all of this. Yes, sir. And one of the worst things is, even though they're coming together, kind of, it has taken a while. The sooner they're able to actually get together and work together, the sooner this getting blown off all over the place is going to stop. There's a lot of people who have been witnesses to this, and you know, there's a lot of people who offered to harm Wolnez for me, and those are not the people I go to for help, because I don't want anybody harmed. I don't want anybody getting beat up. I don't want anybody getting assaulted. I don't want anybody getting shot. I don't want anybody overdosing. I don't want any of that. I also don't want people threatening to kill me. I don't want them threatening to kill my sister. I don't want them threatening to kill my niece. But the only time that people will actually do something as far as law enforcement goes is if I do those things back. And obviously, I don't have it in me to do these things back. You know, I've had a taser in my vehicle for over a year now. Never used it. And all of the assaults that I've endured, I've never used it. I've had pepper spray and bear mace, both still in my vehicle, and I've never used them. Hopefully Wolnez is done. But he did, in fact and indeed, come back onto the property here again, even though he has been trespassed from the property. He wanted to come back and threaten me, yell at me, try to intimidate me. JB 1987 Osorio, type, do you Facebook, Sean? I do have Facebook. Matter of fact, that's where a lot of my evidence is. I didn't have a YouTube channel before Natalie died. That's something you might not know. I've got one now, though. I didn't know how to take screenshots before Natalie was killed. I do now, though. Scott Shaw typed, and that's the biggest thing. You were a shining example in trying to be consistent in the nonviolence approach out of all this, which is commendable. Even when most wouldn't be able to last in that way with good conscience. Well, there are a couple of times where I really had to do something desperate. Of course, I would not have gotten in trouble for those things, except that I admitted to them. And why wouldn't I admit them? See, when I had to literally threaten people back, I did so loud and proud, and I threatened only my predators back. And the President of the United States, of course. But that was in hopes of getting heard. However, I wouldn't have had to do that if the cops would have done their jobs. And if I had had a friend or family member who actually gave a shit before Natalie died or immediately afterwards, a lot of things would have been different. But by forcing me to try to turn these things in alone, my friends and family members guaranteed that I would be harmed, that I would be taken advantage of. Because they are my only protection from this type of abuse. There's a lot of people that, once they realize the things that I've said on the internet, aren't happy because I use curse words. Whereas I'm always a peaceful person in real life. Well, I get frustrated, same as anyone else. When did I threaten people's lives? Did I threaten anyone's life before Natalie was killed? No. The closest there was is a post that I made about how I could not kill James Payton. I just didn't have it in me. I made a video about how wrong killing is, and about how I'm not willing to kill people like Leslie Snell. So Leslie Snell pretended like that was threatening her life. What a fucking nut job. Oh, and she works for the Dual County Sheriff, Scott DaCosta. So I have, on 2 separate occasions, threatened people's lives. One of them in April of 2018, right after my grandmother's funeral. I had to do something to try to keep Rochelle Shelley Campbell safe, because she had let me know how afraid she was of Ted Bollinger. I had to do something to keep her children safe. both Danica Garner and Rochelle Shelley Campbell, two of Ted Bollinger's exes. I was also worried about Alicia Bollinger and her safety because her dad was on her account harassing me. How Dual County Sheriff's Department dealt with that situation was entirely inappropriate. And it's recorded. It's on my channel. We have literally hundreds of police interactions recorded on my channel where police didn't feel it was their job to do their jobs. We also get to see the repercussions. What are the repercussions of the abuse at Clearview? Dead bodies like that of Tibor Hatay. What are the repercussions of ignoring the abuse against me by Officer Waylon Lolatai? Officer Waylon Lolatai bringing a lot of bad publicity upon Boulder, Colorado, because he assaulted at least 7 other people on camera after assaulting me, including pulling a shotgun on Zayd Atkinson. And all of his targets were either homeless or assumed to be homeless. This ain't my first rodeo. Now I should continue recording, but this is what eats up all of my battery, is all of this having to record predators like Wolnez. Nobody's making him stalk me. You get to see that I'm not the one approaching him. I'm not the one hunting him down and finding where he hangs out and throwing rocks at him and his property. I'm not the one assaulting him or trying to break his phone. I'm not the one kicking his vehicle. I'm not the one who is assaulting people. I'm also not the dumbass fucking pig who's making excuses for people to assault an at-risk adult. How many of you are trying to turn it in? Turn it in to every agency that you can possibly think of. Just keep trying to turn it in. Obviously, Wolnez stated loud and proud, recorded on this very video and many others, his intent to break my phone. The fact that he is not going to follow the no trespassing, he showed that loud and proud tonight too. Now, if he wants to record me from across the street, fuck it, let him. Am I trying to assault him or break his phone because he's recording me? No. When he points his phone at me, do I throw things at him? Do I threaten to kill him or his family? Do I accuse him of raping or molesting his children, even though statistically he is the most likely person to do so? He wanted to tell people I was a pedophile, but he didn't like being called a pedophile back, did he? Maybe he should have thought about that. JB 1987 Osorio typed, will any of the Safeway people help you turn it in? Some of them are kind of sort of trying, but, well, with the police, obviously, telling them things like, he brought her on himself. Obviously, the police aren't interested in doing their job, which is why I have a channel to begin with. The police would not do their jobs. Why did I go to Facebook about the situation with Natalie Bollinger all the way back in 2016? Because police didn't give a shit. Because my friends didn't give a shit. They didn't want to hear what was happening. They didn't want to take a look at it. They wanted to promise me that they would help if I expended my resources in the direction that they wanted me to. Nicole Peralta wanted me to go to the Front Range of Colorado because they're supposed to help. Kayla Trujillo wanted me to join a dating site. She thought that was what was going to help. She also thought that getting drunk and playing video games and requiring cigarettes and requiring that I bring food, she somehow thought that that was help. What I needed her to do was look at evidence and help me turn it in. I went to Kayla Trujillo in December of 2016, over a year before Natalie was killed. And she was going to help me, and what did I do instead? I had to go out and panhandle, fly a sign. That lady I'm telling you about from Chapel, Nebraska, Polly Olson, who was there for multiple situations. Yeah, she was from Chapel, Nebraska, but she was visiting Colorado for the holidays. And she actually pulled over and gave me a Krispy Kreme donut while I was flying a sign, panhandling to get Kayla Trujillo and her family food. Yep. What was Kayla Trujillo's help in December of 2016? Did she help by looking at evidence? No. Did she help by trying to turn it in? No. Did she help by even listening? No. Did she help by having me go panhandle food for her and her family? Yes. Did she help by having me bring cigarettes to the house? Yes. Did she help by playing video games? Yes. Did she help by getting drunk? Yes. Now you might have noticed that these things that I'm asking if she helped, that these things aren't actually help. People say they don't know how to turn it in. Well, I've got a shit ton of evidence. I just don't have a place to organize it. I could use some help organizing it. I could use some help making the phone calls I need to make and filling out the paperwork. But that paperwork needs to be filled out against the officers involved as well. Because this kind of abuse cannot be allowed to happen. You know, these guys pretend that I'm delusional and schizophrenic and making up people like Andrew Wolnez when it comes to the courts. They pretend that I made up people like Adam Klein. They pretend that I made up people like Christian Alexander Sharrow. JB 1987 Osorio typed, is Wolnez homeless? I don't fucking know. I don't follow the guy. Unless he comes up to me, I don't see him. Now, there's twice that I went to a church to get something to eat that Wolnez was already there, and what did I do? Well, it's recorded what I did. I left. There's also 3 different times that he showed up to a church that I was at to get food, and what did I do in those situations? I left. What did I do at First Christian Church when he was already there? I left. And it's recorded. What did I do at First Christian Church when he showed up and I was already there? I left. I went out to my vehicle. And when I was in my vehicle, he rode by on his bike, wanted to talk some shit, and then tried to destroy my phone. Well, if he hadn't been being an antagonistic little fuckhead, he wouldn't have been recorded being an antagonistic little fuckhead. He might be homeless, he might not be. I don't know. I have no clue. Maybe he lives in a house. Maybe he lives with his mommy and daddy. Maybe he lives in grandma's basement. Maybe he lives in a trap house. Maybe he lives under a bush. I don't know. Unless he approaches me, I don't know where he's at. And I don't care. Unless he comes up to me like he's done repeatedly today and yesterday. Going all the way back to the very first time that he and I interacted. If he doesn't start shit, doesn't approach me, doesn't come to me to do that shit, it doesn't happen. I'm not following him to where he lives. I don't like leaving my vehicle. Most of the time I hurt too much to do so. Now, a lot of folks say, oh, well, if you want to get some sleep, why don't you take some medications to go to sleep? Well, here's the thing, is that medications don't help me sleep. It'd be nice if they did. But Wolnez and many other people being predatory towards me 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, it's easy to record those things if I'm conscious. If I'm not conscious, I might not realize that people are being predatory towards me in my vehicle until they break a window or fucking stab me. Yes, I'm very mild-mannered in real life. But when I'm scared, it's the same as when anybody else is scared. The difference is that I face the music. I fess up to the things that I've done. There's a big difference between the situation with myself and the situation with Wolnez. Wolnez is intentionally stalking me and playing victim. And the cops know it. They're aware of it. They also know I'm trying to turn them in and that there is a safety issue there. They also know that they're not interested in remedying that safety issue because it means they'll all lose their jobs. So what incentive do police officers have in investigating themselves or investigating any other crime against me, when all it'll do is lend an ear to the actual words that I've been saying all along? I've been telling y'all how it actually works. But even better than that, I've been recording the fact that I'm right. Wolnez has messed with me in multiple locations. He's messed with me here at Safeway, both inside and outside, at least half a dozen times that he's been recorded doing so. And at least half a dozen more times, if not a dozen more times, of him throwing stuff and you can hear it bouncing off my vehicle. Same thing over at the library. Same thing over at First Christian Church. Same thing over at Seventh-day Adventist Church. Same thing when I stayed outside of St. Albans Church. Wolnez came and fucked with me in all of those places. Same thing with them racist youth. All of you can write letters to Tina Kotek. She's the governor of this state, and you can explain what's going on. About how police, instead of investigating crimes against a tourist, chose to victimize that tourist. By the way, I'm not a real tourist. I came here because several people involved in the situation with Natalie, who are in Oregon, ended up going missing. Since I couldn't safely be in the state of Nebraska because of Scott DaCosta, and because of the safety issues for my little sister, I had to go somewhere. I figured coming up here to try to find David and Katie Saltzman was the best thing to do. Anyway, this video is getting pretty long. I probably shouldn't turn it off because it seems to me lots of people try to fuck with me when I'm not recording. But you notice they fuck with me just enough when it is recording. You can tell it's happening. It's pretty obvious it's happening. And it's pretty obvious that I let people know. As far as people's names go, I don't want their names on my YouTube. I don't want their names on my Facebook. I'd prefer that their names be kept private, that we turn this in privately. But there has to be a safe way to do it, and that means going in not alone, not making phone calls alone, and making sure that it is recorded for our safety, for our protection from bad law enforcement, to protect ourselves from predators like Lynn Lothman, Mike Reeves, Andrew Wolnez, Robert Franklin Warnick, Scott DaCosta, Jared Hahn, Waylon Lolotai, Jonathan Hickson. A lot of people have chosen to be predatory. I choose to speak out because I take the abuse whether I speak out or not. But the only chance for it to make a difference is if I speak out. It's hard to get my voice heard alone, which is why I try to show people evidence so they know I'm telling the truth. I don't want you to believe me. I want you to know beyond any shadow of a doubt. And that's what's important about the evidence. The evidence that police officers are so afraid of that they're willing to lie on court documents and pretend that I am schizophrenic and delusional and made all of it up. Their bullshit is so fragile. If you guys who have internet access, grab these videos from my YouTube channel and you post the links in your emails, then they'll be able to see the videos. If I had the ability to take all my stuff into the library every day and sit for a full 8 hours every day and carry my stuff out at the end of the day, and I could do that every day, I wouldn't need your help. But that's something that I have not had since before Natalie was killed. When I did have a place after Natalie was killed and before Natalie was killed, I didn't have help. And the help that I did get, I didn't get until after I was made homeless again. Anyway, I'm going to end this video, and I'm going to try to find a way to charge my phone because it's not that late yet tonight. Wolnez will likely pull this bullshit until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And I will need the ability to record it and let people know what's going on when it happens. Obviously, it's unsafe for me to go to 911. Obviously, it's unsafe for me to go to the police. But you can also see here that it's unsafe for me to even go to the internet. Quickest way to get abused, isn't it? Come on now, there's got to be another charger in here. Maybe this one will work. There's a lot more videos of me being abused by people like Wolnez. And a lot of videos of other people being abused by people like Wolnez. Wolnez wants to harass me over and over and over again and then play like he's the victim every time. How many people have done this? How many people have victimized me and then tried playing victim afterwards? Anyway, I found a charger that'll hopefully work temporarily, so I'm going to end this video. Hopefully get a charge on my phone in case more stuff happens. Good to be rid of you. Thank you for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper, and your sister's keeper too, and no victim left behind.